Welcome everybody to Big J's World. My name is Big J. Here I have Miss Cooper James, who's an author and has a book out. Cooper, if you want to tell a little bit about yourself, about the book that you have, and what's coming down the line.
Yeah. Hey, I am Cooper James. I am the author of the dark urban romantasy Vailed, the first book in the Shattered Veil series. It's going to be a four-book series, and the first one is our introduction to Annalise and Scion Military Academy. And so we are following her as she gets sentenced to be at Scion and the world of dragons and illusions and magic and spies and all the good things. And so we're just following her along. It's a dark story, and she does not have it easy. And you get to experience a lot of those ups and downs that make her who she is.
All right, awesome. So let's just start off with why did you want to become an author? Was it something that you had in the back of your mind for a little bit, or did you just came out of the blue like, hey, let me go ahead and try this?
You know, it's a little embarrassing, but I read a lot in 2025, and I got to the point where I felt like I could usually guess the ending of most stories. And my sister and I were enjoying some wine on her porch one night, and we started making this list about all the things that we love and don't love in books, and had this great idea that I should just write a book. Had never considered it before in my life. And we woke up the next morning and I was like, that's a terrible idea. I should never write one. We're going to just like put that away and never touch that again. And that was in July. And then October 17th, on a complete whim, I was working my regular job and I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm kind of in the mood to write. And so I kind of had an idea on a couple things just from like the list that we'd made on things that I liked or didn't like. And I just started writing and got in a little bit and then hated all of it and tore it apart and started over again. And all of a sudden, like I went from day one, I was asked what my goal was, and I was like, we'll see if I ever finish it. To all of a sudden, I had this book that I was absolutely in love with in a world that I had created, and honestly shocked the hell out of me that even I liked it as much as I did. But it became my personality. Let's be real, like everything else in life stopped existing as I was creating this. Like I fell into it hard.
That's awesome. So what were you working on prior to like writing this book? What was like the first story that you wrote that you really didn't like?
Oh, so it was still this story, but the characters were just different. Like there was different dynamics. So for those of you that have read it, at one point Lucas was going to be her brother, and we were starting it in some different tropes that were thrown in there, and it just wasn't as dark and as raw as I wanted it to be. And I didn't want some make believe story that had been told a million times. Like I wanted it to be realistic and rough.
All right. So Lucas is the main character, right?
No, Lucas
No.
is one of our antagonists.
Okay. So who are the two main characters in the book?
You don't get two in here. You get a few. So
A few.
our
Okay.
female main character is Annalise. I would say one of our MMCs is Matt, which is her best friend. And it's not very often that an MMC is just the best friend and not who she's hooking up with in the book, but it is here. And then we have Aiden, who's an MMC, and he's he's a love interest. Lucas, her ex's best friend. He's a hookup and all the fun things. And then we also have Sasha, and Sasha is the brilliant friend, and she's there and she's constant, but she doesn't steal the place of being the best friend instead of Matt. You get to keep Matt, and Matt is the best friend everybody wants. Like
He's the reliable one. He's the one that helps everybody, I'm guessing.
No, he's the smartass that will like throw her under the bus, but at the same time, he's ride or die. Like it doesn't matter what's happening.
Hmm.
Like he'll help bury some bodies if that's what you need, but he'll also be the first one to call you on your shit.
I like that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
He's great.
I could definitely relate.
Yeah. He's dark and he's witty and like he's great. That's the best.
So you said some things that you wrote down inspired you to write the book. So did you ever had to put yourself in the character's shoes just to guide the story that you wanted it to go towards?
Um, I wouldn't say as far as guiding it.
Mhm.
There's definitely scenarios that like I fully fell into, and I there's some of them I didn't actually realize that I was so ingrained in until after it was written. I mostly like when she's running, that is me on runner's high listening to my running playlist as I'm writing it. Like I got so deep in that like by the time that those sections were done, I felt like I had just gone on a run. It was fabulous. But there's other sections that they have me in it, but I
Mhm.
didn't realize it when I wrote it.
Okay. Explain further on that. How did you
Okay.
not realize?
So one of the easiest example is that she is horrible at picking her favorites on anything. And I wrote it just as like a love of food. And
Right.
I'm a big foodie. I travel for food. That's my
Right.
favorite. But if you were to ask me my favorite dish at any given time,
Mhm.
I can't give you an answer. I could give you what I'm craving in that moment, but normally it would turn into a list of all of my favorite things and it would be ever changing and ever growing because there's too many favorites. I can't pick one. And
Okay.
so that indecisiveness really carried over into her without me intending it. Like I didn't realize that I was saying it about myself. And
Yeah.
actually my PA called me on it one day and she was like, "That's you." And I was like, "Shit, you're right. That is me."
All right. So let's have some fun with this. Where was the last place that you traveled outside of your area?
Uh, I just was in Washington, D.C. last week, or if you want out of the country, I was in Spain 2 months ago.
Well, I'm going to Washington, D.C. next week.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So, which was your favorite spot to eat at?
I was there for less than 12 hours.
Okay.
I have lived out
Well,
there before. Let me see. Oh, it's been years actually. Nope, that wasn't a good.
no.
Nope. How about this? We'll go to Spain. Spain, there's a
Same.
little place, I can't
Yeah.
tell you the name of it, but they had
Mhm.
the best paella and some great sangria with brandy in it that was like a half a mile from my hotel. That was my favorite.
All right. Would that be like your favorite, or did it change the next day?
No, I actually had terrible food most of the time that I was
All
there.
right. So that is your
So that was easy. That's
favorite.
the only reason I can tell you that. That or
Okay.
the
All
crepes
right.
place. There was a crepes place that would put fresh strawberry gelato on
Hmm.
top of it. And so the warm would melt with the strawberry, and then they would pour a chocolate syrup over top. Mm, that was amazing too.
Now I need to go to Spain. Thank you very much. I just
So
need
good.
that. All right. So the writing process of Veil. How long did it take you to write the book, and which parts of doing the whole writing process from beginning to end, from writing, editing, and then the finished product that you like and hate?
Um, okay, so I wrote the book in 2 months, and then I edited the book for another 2 months. Month and a half. Yeah, month and a half of editing. My favorite, my favorite would probably be writing, just because I fell so deep into the story. Like I
Mhm.
love editing and had so much fun editing with my editor, but
Mhm.
I lived in that world. Like I could talk about it nonstop. I'm pretty sure like my sisters probably avoided a couple of my calls because they just knew that that was what I was going to talk about.
He's like, oh no, I'm not picking this stuff right now.
He's like, I'm actually busy. Uh,
Wow. So you were just fully invested, just closed in the room, shutters down, like like a little hermit.
this chair, a blanket on my lap, a couple snacks next to me so I didn't have to
Mhm.
get up. This was my spot.
So the editing part, you writing it, you loved. Editing, you not so much. Probably
Oh
with
no, I
your
love
editor, you
editing.
had you loved editing.
I love
Okay,
editing.
that's
So
right.
I naturally gravitate towards editing. I've
Hmm.
helped edit other people's books. So that's kind of my natural area.
Hmm.
Grammar, punctuation, all of that is my jam. So I loved tearing it apart.
Yeah.
And with the way that I wrote it, I was constantly editing as I was going anyway. Like
Hmm.
I said, I restarted at one point. Like I was 13 chapters in when I decided that I hated it. Almost scrapped the book altogether because I had a migraine and I was moody. And so I tore it apart and I was like,
Yeah.
I hate everything about this. And before I pushed delete, I was like, maybe I should take a little bit of a nap. And I woke up a couple hours later and I was like, okay,
Hmm.
that was dramatic, but also there was really good ideas that came from it. And I took it and rewrote everything that I'd had, all of those chapters completely changed. And then I just kept going from there.
So you just kept tearing it apart, putting it back together, rewriting stuff, and during that whole editing. That is quite a talent to have. Like to, I could have used you for college.
I mean, no, you didn't want me in college because me in college wasn't great. It's that perfect mixture of ADD and OCD. Like I want to tear
Hmm.
everything apart, but I also want to like keep going and hyperfixate.
Hmm.
And
Right.
so, I mean, that's what I do when I write anyway. Like right now, I have 12 Word documents open,
Hmm.
and half of them are in the writing process, and half of them are in editing process, and they're all different chapters that are just being built and refined. And
Wow. So how many times did you, well, you said you were editing while you were writing, but how many times did it take you to say to like finally say, this is it? I'm not touching it. This is a book and I'm happy with it.
okay, this is dangerous.
A week before it was going out to ARC readers, I was doing another edit. This book went through so many edits because I enjoy doing it and I wanted it to be everything.
Hmm.
And it was about a week before it went out to my ARC readers. And I was going through and I'm like, I really wish I would have put these couple things in here. But if I
Hmm.
do that, it's just going to be really, really long. And so 1 week before I sent it to ARC readers, I split the book.
What? All right.
So part
Okay.
of book 2 was
Hmm.
originally going to be in book 1. I didn't do an even split. I did probably like 3/4 of it and then
Hmm.
added in the things that I felt like it was missing. And so those things already, like the ending for book 2 is
Hmm.
already written. That was written originally going to be the ending of book 1. And then I just expanded that storyline.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So to say, when did I say it was good enough? Like, it's I was making changes a week before, and I feel like your first book, you look back and there's things you wished you changed. Like, there's things
Hmm.
that I did as a new writer that now drive me insane and I can't stand to read them.
Hmm.
And so there's changes that you'll see between book 1 and book 2 with just how I've grown as a writer.
Right.
So happy with it. I mean, I would love to make all these changes, but it's there and I love it and I love it for what it was and what it is. And it,
Hmm.
everyone else doesn't hate it. So I guess it's not the worst, but like there's
There
definitely
you
things
go.
I would change.
There you go. But do you think about book one and reread it and like maybe I should add this in there or change
Not
this
so much
around?
not so much with changing the storyline. I'm very, very happy with the storyline and where it is and where it's going. But
Mhm.
there's certain pacing things that now wouldn't be my preference. And you'll see those changes into book 2 because I just like that forward progression. But there's things that in book one, if you're reading them, I am big on Easter eggs. And so
Okay.
there's things like there is nothing in there that doesn't serve a purpose somewhere in the series. Like there are Easter eggs in book one that won't be revealed their meaning until book four. And so thought out in those. Like I have a 4-page tracker through Excel of all these Easter eggs that are going and what books they'll be coming back in. So there's a lot of hidden things. So there's nothing in there that's a wasted piece of information, even
Mhm.
when it doesn't seem like it's relevant in the moment.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is going to be quite a ride with. So it's 4 books, or are you like expanding? Going to do like a Zodiac Academy 24
No,
books?
it is 4.
Four.
Originally, it was going to be a standalone, so my expansion to 4 is enough for me.
Mhm.
There is some ideas if I were to
Mhm.
decide to do a spin-off, but this series itself would stay as a 4-book series.
Okay. All right. So after this series is done, are you going to dabble into different genre? Maybe thriller or romance, or what do you think?
Okay, I can't do romance. Love the
No.
people that can. I can't. This has my bit of thriller. I've actually been a thriller reader for most of my life,
Mhm.
and I fell into fantasy in 2024. So this is kind of my piece that connects them. I can't say that I would switch genres, but there's definitely other things in this genre in different tropes that I would explore.
Mhm.
But I'm a true crime person too, so you'll always have a little bit of that sprinkled in.
Okay. So a true crime person. All right. So have you heard of Noelle Ely or read her books?
I have not.
So Ask for Andrea. Have you heard that book? Heard
Yeah.
about that book? So
Mhm.
she's the writer for that one.
Okay.
So that one, Gray After Dark, Run on Red, Such Quiet Girls are all based on true crimes, but she fictionalizes the story, basically.
I love
Yeah. So every story is actually based on something. Like the last one she wrote was Such Quiet Girls, was actually based on a bus kidnapping of children.
it.
And
Do you like true crime then?
I have my
If you
days. Yeah,
okay,
sometimes.
my favorite true crime podcast is called Crime Junkie, and one
I
of the hosts
heard
of
about
that,
that.
yeah, Ashley Flowers wrote her own books, and hers are they're fiction, but
Mhm.
using the information that she actually has from her crime junkie knowledge. And now, I mean, now she's expanded and has like investigative journalists and all these things, but they're incredible to read because she uses the real life knowledge that she has.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, they're so good.
True crime, true crime junkie. Okay.
No, so it's just crime junkie.
Oh, crime junkie.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I
good.
definitely gotta check it out.
Her podcast goes so deep into the stories, and a lot of them are stories that haven't been told a million times, which is really cool.
Like when I like deep when I do like crime or whatever, it's usually on TV. So I did the whole thing about the girl who got left at a hotel or someone's house, and they think that she was like a little kid, but she was an adult and small. I don't know. I
Okay.
just dove into that deeply for like 3-4 seasons. So,
So many good ones.
but yeah. But getting back to your book, the cover of it is phenomenal.
Thank you.
Done very well. So, did you create the cover, or did you have someone else create the cover for you?
I created the design. I knew kind of what I knew a really great idea on what I wanted for it. Again, this
Mhm.
was originally a standalone, so I thought it was going to be all encompassing. And so I created my idea and then I went to a graphic designer
Right.
and she made everything happen for me. I am not talented enough in tech or anything else to have created it myself, but she tirelessly worked to make that vision happen.
It looks fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
So
But
book two, is book two going to follow the same type of design, or do you have something different in mind?
it's a similar design. You still have the dragons on the front, but you
Mhm.
have book one, you were looking at Scion Military Academy. Book two, you have a viewpoint from a certain area
Mhm.
it's in book one and in book two. So you kind of have an idea of where you're walking out of by the time that you finish book one. And so that is
Right.
the cover of book two, is you walking out and seeing the dragons
Oh,
in the forest.
that's going to be badass.
Yeah, it's
That's
cool.
going to be really cool. So, do you have like a map or design of the Academy in Book Run, or are you just still working on that?
No, so we do. If you want, I can show you, but
Yeah.
we have a kingdom map and we
Mhm.
have a academy map. So let's see here. A little bit closer. There we go. So we have
Okay,
our
so.
academy map here.
Hmm.
And then on this side, we actually have, there's a terrible glare, but we have our kingdom map on that side.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, so you got the Academy on that book. Second book is going to have the person leaving the Academy, right? And the
Leaving the
dragons.
academy,
That
leaving
be
somewhere on campus.
home, but we don't know yet.
You got to read book one to figure it out.
All right. All right. Okay. So it's going to follow. You said you have six main characters, right? More than six.
Let me see. We've got Annalise, Aiden, Matt, Sasha, four main, but they've got a friend group. So you've got expanded groups that hang out with them. Oh, and Cheer. Oh my gosh. I can't even forget. We also have Cheer, our main dragon. So five.
Five. Okay. So with those five, is each book just going to follow the same storyline, or are you going to have each book focus on maybe one or two of the main characters?
Same storyline all the way through.
Same storyline. Okay.
There's a lot that's going to happen to Annalise still in our future.
Mhm.
And sorry to everyone that's already read Vailed and knows exactly what that means.
I haven't read it. Now I need to read it. And now that I'm an immersive reader, so I need an audiobook to read my book. So now that I know that you're working on the audiobook, how long has this how long has that process took to do the whole production?
From starting to cast,
Mhm.
I think we were looking at mid-March, and the book will come out in August. The audiobook will come out in August.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
5 months, give or take, to have the whole thing done. I didn't realize it took that long to do the audio, then the editing, and then.
It doesn't necessarily take that long. So we switched paths. Originally, it was going to
Mhm.
be a solo narration.
Mhm.
And, I like to change things up, apparently, my indecisiveness coming through. And I had always wanted a multicast. And one day I just decided I was going to go for it. And so then after, like, it had already settled that it was going to be one, I talked to that character that was going to do the full reading, or that VA that was going to do the full reading. And we were on the same page that it would be incredible to be multicast. And so then we started doing the auditions and casting calls and all of that good stuff.
So how long did the auditions and casting calls take for you to decide this person's going to be this character, the other one's going to be that character?
Probably like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. There's a lot of characters that
Hmm.
talk in this book. And so
Hmm.
I said when I wrote it, I never thought anyone would read it. And so I wasn't thinking about the side character that has one line. Like, to me, it was all just building that story. And so you do have I think we're up to, not up to, I think we counted there is 44 males that speak in Vailed. And
Okay.
a lot of those are one-liners that add to the story, and you just needed someone else to say something. And I mean, that's not even getting into how many females speak, but you have 44 males that talk at one point or another. And so trying to find the voices that were versatile enough to take on a few of those roles and deliver each one with the sound that you had in mind. And my street team and my PA have been absolutely incredible because they have gone through so many auditions with me. My PA is with me always. Katie's the best, but my street team was getting sent auditions constantly as they were coming in so that they could have their say in how they heard the voices and if they thought that it was close to a certain character. And so it was a big collab. Like honestly, they were incredible and I couldn't have done it without them. My indecisiveness wouldn't let me pick somebody.
They're like, pick one. I can't choose.
Yeah, I'm like, I
Whichever.
just I don't know what they think. I mean, yes,
Mhm.
it's my story, but I've put out my story and I wanted it to be something that all these people that have played such a big part got to be a part of it.
That's hey, just having them to just help you choose the cast must have been like a big stress off of your shoulders.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean, and I love my street team. I have lucked out and I have gotten some of the most incredible friends from it. Like I can't imagine picking these things without
right,
all of their help.
that's I mean, it gives me more, and I keep saying this in every podcast when I have an author on. It just gives me so much more of an appreciation on the literary word, the book, the audiobook, and how much time and effort and investment I would take to just have this out to the public. Like here, read my book. You'll never forget it.
Yeah. I mean, and the VAs are doing such an incredible job. Like they go through and they listen to my minor changes or my really weird notes and emails that I send back to them. And they're just incredible. The way that they can make those alterations that sometimes I can't even put into words.
Mm.
I'll be like, there's just something. And they'll be like, you mean this? And I'm like, that's exactly what I mean. I have the best voice actors, the best team behind me that is making all of these
Mhm.
dreams come true that they just make it happen. I wrote a
That's
story
a
and to life.
that's a awesome support team that you have.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the books that you're a thriller girl, you just got into fantasy, started reading fantasy. Have you thought about like maybe writing a dark romance?
So this is dark romance.
Dark romance. All right. This is
Yeah.
dark romance with
Well, it's dark romantasy. So
dark romantasy.
I don't know if I would get out of the fantasy. Maybe I'd get out of the fantasy element, but I don't know.
Have have you thought about doing just a straight dark romance? Have you like maybe
I haven't thought about it. Again, I didn't think I was going to write this. So there's
you wrote it?
there's ideas out there and I'm talking about some collabs with some other fantastic people and we'll see what comes of them. We've
Right.
got some great ideas floating out there and some great starters, but as of right now, like this is my main focus. This is my baby, and after that, we'll see where it goes.
All right. So take me to what you need to write. Obviously, the chair that you're sitting on, the comfy chair,
Babies.
your laptop. What's around you other than that?
Okay, so I am a mood writer, so always my music. My headphones, I will dial in and I will listen to the same song 10 times in a row if it keeps feeding me the same emotion to get through that scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I always have suckers close by.
Yeah.
I know you've been through some of my lives. It is a running joke. There are always suckers next to me, if not in my mouth.
Yeah.
And that's become a trademark. I always have water. If you
Yeah.
see me on half my lives, you'll see that I have usually 4 water bottles around me and sometimes a glass of wine or a glass of whiskey.
Hey,
Those are great for my evening rites, but there's always drinks and snacks close by, specifically suckers, but sometimes we'll throw in some other stuff.
all right, all right. And what if what about those times that you may have writer's block, knock on wood, that you don't ever have it? What would you do to like get away from writing and just reset?
I jump into a new scene.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mood writer, like I have found that if I step away from it, it's easier to just stew in it. Where
Hmm.
if I jump into a different type of scene, so let's say like I had one scene, actually, well, Resurgent. I'm working on a scene right now that this scene has been sitting open. It's been half written for 2 weeks, and I just wasn't sure how I wanted it to go, how I wanted the pieces to fall together. Like I knew generally what I wanted in the scene, but
Hmm.
how I was going to achieve everything I wanted, the words just weren't flowing. So I switched and I wrote a couple other chapters and figured those out, and they were in a completely different mood, a completely different song, which means different
Right.
everything. And all of a sudden one day it just clicked and I was like, you know what, this is exactly how I want it to go, and all of these pieces will fall together, and here's some Easter eggs for future, and we'll throw it in there, and you can't tell it's an Easter egg until you know. And one
Right.
day it just clicked. And so I just leave it open.
All right. So writing a difficult scene, not writing a difficult scene. What scene was very difficult to write that you can't like just step away? You just want to make sure that it was good, like you like trudge through it.
There's a lot. I would
Yeah.
say probably the last scene of Veiled.
Hmm.
There's a lot of heavy things that come through. I'll say it a million times over, but I appreciate everyone that reads it, but please take the trigger warning seriously. And the ending is huge. The ending is raw and it's realistic, and it is not an easy thing to read. And for me, it needed to be done just right. I couldn't, I couldn't do it without it being impactful, but not, I mean, it's a rough scene. It's not, it's not light and it's not
Right.
glossed over. It is a very explicit scene.
Hmm.
But when I wrote it in a way that like it's a realistic experience from it. And I wanted people to know that they're not alone if they've gone through it. And instead of it being glossed over like it typically is, it needed to have all of the emotion to have that impact. And there's a lot of weight that comes with writing that scene for me, because
Right.
I feel a responsibility to not make it seem glorified
Hmm.
and not discount a very real experience while still hopefully connecting with somebody that if they'll read it and they can walk away and be like, you know what, I thought that I was the only person that had experienced that, and there's somebody else. I'm not alone. The feelings that I have are not alone. And
Right.
so those types of scenes, like I put a lot of thought into, and you'll see that a lot more in Resurgent. Those opening scenes are rough. I mean, I'll tell you now, like they are not going to be easy to get through, and but they're real. They're real and they serve a purpose, and I hope that they will connect. I mean, I hope nobody experiences them ever,
Right.
but the
Right.
people that have, I hope it gives them some of those reassurances that they're not alone, and also helps with a connection of somebody else battling those demons.
Right. I've had a couple authors on and a couple book talkers has said that, either writing or reading books has been therapeutic, because some authors would put some of their situations in the book, but it will help heal, so to speak. I'm trying
Yeah.
to use the words correctly, but it made
Yeah.
them deal with the
Therapy.
situation there. Yeah.
For sure there's a therapy, and it's crazy because there's certain things that I wrote in that scene specifically from book
Mhm.
one that there was people afterwards that were like, hey, I went through this, and like it was relatable and it wasn't glorified and all the things. And it was something that I wanted to write and be able to put out on paper, and I didn't realize how much I was doing it until I realized how much of an impact it made. And I questioned myself a
Yeah.
million times on whether it would be
Mhm.
included, if I'd gone too far, if I had
Mhm.
made it too real and too raw that it would hurt somebody. And
Mhm.
like that's why I warn everybody, it's explicit. It's not taken lightly, but there's a reason. There's a reason, there's
Mhm.
a cause, all the things.
Yeah, definitely read the trigger page. I mean, not to devalue what you said. There's so much that people do go through, you know. Sometimes they need to read it off the page and like actually feel. So how many text messages did you get from ARC readers
Oh,
saying those things?
um, there was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot. And there was people that hated how real it was. And I can completely understand that. It's not I've I've done everything I can to try and warn people before they get
Mhm.
into it, but it won't be for everybody. It will be hard for some people to read, and I am thankful for the people that have never experienced it that
Mhm.
can look at it and be like, "Oh, well, was that necessary?" Because it was real. And I love that there are people that have not experienced it to where they can ask if it was over the top. Like I love that for them.
Mhm.
So the messages that came in, some were loving it. There was a couple that hated it,
Mhm.
and that's okay. Like
Yeah.
it won't be for everybody, and that's all right.
Right. That some yeah, it might not be for everybody. There have been some books that I've read recently, and I've questioned myself because it was so dark. Like not because not because I was reading it, it's because why I couldn't stop reading it.
Yeah, there's a
Crazy.
lot of those.
Yeah. But which scene was easy for you to write? Like you were having fun writing that?
Honestly, any of the Annalise and Matt banter, it
Yeah.
is. There's a lot of dark humor sprinkled in there, and I got to put a lot of those like jokes that I'm like, "Ooh, you probably shouldn't say that out loud," but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like those, the thoughts that should have probably stayed inside.
Yeah.
Their relationship was my favorite. That or my running scenes are my easiest, just because they're so simple and so great to
Mhm.
fall into.
I love that. So there's a little bit of everything in this book for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so you're writing book two. Are you writing book three at the same time?
There's a little bit of book three done, not a lot for sure. But if something strikes up in my mind, like I will write it and it goes into the book three folder.
Mhm.
Same with book four. There's 2 chapters of book four written already.
You're already
Uh,
ahead. You're already ahead.
they're there, but I'm sure they'll change a million times before we
Right.
actually get out to publication. But right now they're written and they're just thought streams, and I wrote them out as I was stuck on it. But other than that, no, I'm focusing on Resurgent until that baby's out, and then we'll move on to the next baby.
All right. So once you have all four books out, are you planning to do like a box set with the whole nine sprayed edges and papers, all that fun stuff?
You were way ahead of me. We have looked at sprayed edge designs, so I won't say
Yeah.
sprayed edges are out. When they do come out, whenever that may be, they will be done so that all four line up together to make a scene,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
will be incredible. But truly, it's a forward thinking idea, but it's not something we're focused in just yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We know there will be things that happen in the future, but right now,
Yeah. Just focus on the books.
right now I just love writing.
All right. Okay, so you already have the audio coming out in a couple months. So as you know, there's a lot of movies being done from books.
Yeah.
Got The Housemaid, you got the Off Campus series on Prime, you got Fourth Wing, whenever that thing's gonna come out, God knows when. Boys of Tommen as well. So if your book was made into a movie, you know which actors you would like to portray the characters?
No idea.
No?
No idea.
Just like, all right. So the female main
Decisions,
character.
okay.
The what's her name? Is it Elise?
Annalise.
Okay. Who would you think that will fit that character to a T? If you could just choose one.
Okay. Guilty admission. I barely watch TV ever. I watch like a handful of movies a year. I am the worst with actors and actors. Like, you give me Henry Cavill, I will find a spot for him because he's Henry Cavill. Beyond that, I don't know.
Hmm?
I really don't.
What about Ryan Reynolds? He's a smartass.
He is a smartass. Yeah. Yeah, he could be some of the instructors now. I love you, Ryan, but you're not playing a 21-year-old. So
although he acts like a 21-year-old. Okay. Henry Cavill. Are we talking about clean cut Superman Henry Cavill, or are we talking about
I will take Henry absolutely anyway.
Witcher, Wolverine?
I mean, I don't have any long-haired characters, but
yeah.
You know what? If Henry wants to be in it, I'll fucking write one for him. I will write in whatever he wants.
Right. Okay. Henry Cavill, one of the characters in your book. We'll take that.
Yeah.
So, say you're not writing, you're just hanging around. Which will be the first book that you'll gravitate towards in your library?
Ooh, oh, that's mean. One I've already read?
Either or, read or not read.
Okay.
One that you're waiting to read and you're like really anxious about.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so I've made a lot of indie author friends that I have their books on my TBRs. Yeah. And I love them enough to not be able to pick between them. So let me see. I have, okay, on my TBR that I have here, I have Vestless that I need to read. That's on my closer shelf of something I need to do. I need to read Fury Bound. That's another one that has to come up soon. And let me see. The Kiss by the God series. Amazing. Chef's Kiss. Like, I love that series. So of books I've read, it would probably be that and then go into the rest of the series.
So, Kissed by the Gods,
Mhm.
comfort read. That's your
I mean,
picking
it's
off the shelf.
I can't. There's too many. I don't know.
I mean,
It's a fun
yeah.
one that I need to get into the second book. And
All right.
comfort read, comfort read. You can't tell me to pick a favorite.
All right. All right. So, top three. Top three comfort read.
This is cruel. Let me
All
see.
right. Top
I don't know.
five. They have five.
Now we're like going to Facebook, like top five, top eight.
Top eight. Yeah. We're
Who's
going back to
making my cut?
MySpace. We're going back
Oh,
to
that's what I
MySpace.
meant. Back to my MySpace days. Oh. Okay. The Black and Blade series is great. Comfort read. Enigma, amazing. That one
Okay.
I can fall into multiple times.
Mhm.
Of Blood and Aether
Okay.
and Blood and Betrayals. I need
Mhm.
to read book 2. Book 1 is a thick girl. She's over 1,000 pages.
No.
But to this day, it is the only book that has ever made me cry. And I ugly cried in an airport at that ending. And I
Yeah.
had to call my sister because I just left her house
Yeah.
and she was making fun of me for ugly crying in an airport. So that one also makes the cut.
So,
Always Harry Potter. Love
yeah.
Zodiac Academy. I'm pretty sure I'm at 8 or over 8. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's Zodiac Academy. It's like 20,000
Right?
books long. Sorry. Okay. Harry Potter. What
Harry Potter.
house?
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day.
I
Okay.
think officially, and we would have to consult my PA for this because she has made me redo my test a couple times. I think
Yeah.
I generally fall under Gryffindor, but I am occasionally a Slytherin. Just
I
depends
could
on the
see that.
mood.
I could see that. Wife is a Hufflepuff. She made me take the test, and I'm a Slytherin. I could. All right. Depends on the day and the mood.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, sometimes we're just a little spicier, okay? And I would love to say that I am Gryffindor all day long, but realistically, I'm going to cause some trouble sometimes.
Okay.
And it is. That's what it is.
I love it. So you have the original books of Harry Potter, or did you just buy? You
I
do.
have I have the original and I have half the set of the illustrated copies.
Yep. I'm slowly rebuilding my wife's set because she had the original. She no longer has them. So I'm
Yeah.
rebuilding by the illustrated set for
Oh
her.
yeah. I have a 9-year-old, so we go through and we read it, and that's actually how we ended up with the illustrated series is that I used to just read to him before he could read on his own. I would read him the regular books and then
Mhm.
he would get a little bit bored. So then we started getting the illustrated series so that he could look at the
Mhm.
pictures while we were reading and it evolved that way.
So does he have a passion for reading now? Does he love to read or?
His goes in waves.
Mhm.
He's he's had a couple series that he absolutely loved and then some of them he'll just be like, "No, not for me. Like I don't want to read anymore." But he's trying to convince me to read Veiled and that's not happening anytime soon.
He wants you to read what?
He wants to read Veiled, and he's the biggest supporter. And he's my little PR guy. He says he's my security, so he thinks he should be able to read it. But if only he knew, it's not happening for a long time. Maybe we skip him ever reading it, and one day when he gets
Right.
married, his wife can read it.
He's the biggest cheerleader, huh?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. You know,
that's
I can't even say I have a lot of people that are in
yeah.
my corner, but he is day in day out. Like he just sold it to a bookstore last weekend while we were flying home.
What?
And he walked in and was just like, "Yeah, my mom's a bestseller. So why isn't her book in here?" And the guy,
Wow.
the owner was the one that was working. And he was like, "Tell me about her book." He's like, just let him do the talking. And I was like, okay. And he sat there and he told him the synopsis on it. And he was like, you don't have it on your shelf. You really should. Like, you're missing out. You'd get a lot of sales. And
Wow.
the guy was like, all right, I'm ordering it today. Like, it's on Ingram. And I was like, it's on Ingram. And he goes, okay, I'm placing an order.
You're a personal PR person right there.
he's he's golden. Like, there's no beating that.
Oh my God. Wow.
9 years old.
9 years old, just sold your book.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He tries to do it everywhere. Like, we'll go get coffee or go to
Yeah.
the post office, and he's like, what's your favorite genre? Have you read Vailed before? It's a really good book. You should try it.
There you go.
He pitches it everywhere.
Let's bring him to the next book signing.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, let me check my schedule. We'll see what we're doing that day. And if I don't have jujitsu, then we'll go. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of book signings, have you done any or do you have any coming up soon?
I do. I will be where it's an expanding list. My move dates have changed. So those have changed a little bit on what was originally planned. I will be driving through Missouri at the end of, I'm driving through a lot of places in my cross country move, but Missouri will be one of the stops for a signing and signing maybe two. We're working out the details once, just as these flexing dates on my house being picked up and everything. So we'll be doing that. I am attending Dark in January, and that's in York, Pennsylvania. And there's a couple before then that I might hit. We're going to see how this is all playing out. We're looking at some tickets and seeing what we can work out right now. So there's a chance there will be some more, but right now those are what's on my schedule.
Oh wow. Like I didn't hear about this until like actually today that there's like a dark romance on here in Boston. It's something in Stardust. I can't remember.
Yes, it's my PA just sent it to me like 2 days ago. Sinners and Stardust, maybe?
Yes. Sinners and
Yes.
Stardust. I tried to get tickets today. They were completely sold out.
Are they?
Yeah.
Man,
Completely sold out. So
I
I'm trying to figure out how to get tickets to that thing because we don't really have like big book cons up here unless you want to do the Boston Book Festival, which is run by the library, which is fine. It's run by the library in GBH, but
not
nothing
quite
like
the same.
that. Yeah, nothing like that specific, which is just dark romance and it's like it's different.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you gonna do a Polycon?
I don't know what a Polycon is.
It's in DC. It's actually National Harbor, but it's huge. It's one of the biggest ones in the country, if not the biggest one in the country.
Polycon.
A Polycon, yeah.
When is that happening?
I think so. I'll have to get back to you on that. I want to say it's August next year. I can't remember, honestly. I would have to look. April, August, some
August 18th to the 22nd.
There we go.
I mean, I may have to go back to DC.
Yeah. I'm working on trying to get a spot for 2027.
Hopefully you do get a spot.
Crossing my fingers.
Right. This fan expo here, where some authors would sell their books, it's mostly just general fantasy that they'll sell. Even we have Paxies, which is like a gaming convention too. They will see a couple authors there selling their books as well. But I think that's big as that.
Yeah. There's some really big ones, and there's honestly incredible conventions that happen across the country. And so as I'm building my future wish list of conventions, There's so many to pick from, and such great programs that they put on.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But so last question before we end this, and it's just a fun question and stuff, and I've always asked this to every person that's on here. Do you or do you not crack your spine?
Do I crack my spine?
Yep.
Like lay down and crack it?
No, your book spine.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm like, yeah, I gotta put my back all the time. No.
Just that, no. All right. I don't either. I had like only 4 people said they'll crack the spine in the book. And one person I actually had said I bit my book because of what was written. I'm like, fighting? Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I
No,
thought it
I
was
mean,
funny.
I've read some books that have left me staring at walls. Thank you,
Yeah.
Miranda Chase. I've read some crazy things, but I have never bitten a book.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
See,
I
that
want to know what book
person
she was reading. She
haunt,
book they were reading.
haunting Adeline.
Oh, okay. I didn't have that strong of a reaction to that one.
No? So it
No.
was a particular scene that involves a gun.
Mm-hmm. I know what scene you're talking about.
Yeah. And she's like, shit, and like, actually, like, I don't know. I don't remember what she said. All I was shocked by that she bit a book because of that scene. I'm like, okay,
All
that
right.
was a first for me. I mean, dog ear, like folding, rolling back the thing, and
Oh, no.
rolling the book back.
Nope. If you'd probably have to scroll ways back on my TikTok, but there was actually a flight that I took where the person sitting next to me on the flight, she had bent her book back and then stuck it in the pocket in the back of the seat in front of her for the entire flight and didn't touch it. And I was like stressed out. What is she doing? Like it was my own personal torture for 4 hours looking at this bent book. Well,
I mean, there's one person that she's the sweetest person in the world. I don't know if you follow her or not. She does a lot of dark romance and dark fantasy, and her favorite book out of all her books she read was Hunting Adeline.
okay.
And she pulled out her book and showed me how many cracks were in the spine. Like she had it for years, probably like 6 or 7 cracks in the spine because she loved that book so much.
Even my most favorite books, like most of them look like they could be pretty much brand new. I don't annotate, I don't highlight. Like that's a cardinal sin to me. Like you can't write in the books. We were doing street team was doing a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants or Sisterhood of the Traveling Book.
Yeah.
And Vailed is one of them that's going around because as much as like they want to hear my thoughts and like my secrets of when I was writing it, I want to hear what they thought and have that cemented in a book that I get to keep forever. And they're like, so you're going to have to write in this. And I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, we're all going to write in it. And I was like, that's fine as long as it's not me doing it. But we compromised. We're all going to do it. And we'll have the entire street team's thoughts put into one book. But they all get to start by reading mine as I was writing it.
So your book may come back with cracks.
No, if we're
No.
not, I hope not.
I mean,
Now this is going to be a conversation.
if they're gonna write, they got to give you the full. I'm not wishing this on your book. I do not wish this. But if they're doing a traveling book, it might come back cracks or folded pages or rolled back cover. It's just something that you may have to put underneath.
Look at this. Like, I'll show you. I have my copy, which I
Yeah.
have not. This is the one I started for them.
Yes.
And like there's still nothing. It is There are a lot of things written in here, and they are written sometimes in the like tight.
Corners.
I don't know what it's called. I was going to say the tight center, but I don't know. The middle of it, and it's still not cracked. It's possible you can do it.
Just take that one person. It's like, I can't write, and then
It's gonna be a street team discussion now.
like, you better not crack my book.
Do not crack it. No, it'd be worth it that one time to have all of their notes in it, but also please no.
That's some guidelines.
Yeah.
But it's been wonderful talking to you about your book, your 3 other books coming out. I wish you the best of luck on everything that you do, and with the book signing and everything that's going to come your way, and also the audiobook as well. That's going to be amazing.
Thank you so much for having me. This is fun, and it's actually my very first podcast. So it was great. It was fun. It was so different, and I've loved it. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So for people who are watching, if you want to put out your handle where they could find you and where they could buy the book.
Yeah, definitely. So Vailed is available signed through my website, cooperjamesauthor.com. There is the Zon, a lot of indie bookstores across the country. Actually, we are now international as well. So definitely check out my website and my TikTok, Instagram pages. All of those have the different indie bookstores. Please shop small if you're not buying it from me. If not, and you want it fast, it's also on KU. It's on Amazon just in general. And it's in B&N online, Walmart online, a lot of those online bookstores, a lot of the places that you can get books online. You can also buy it from there to be shipped to you. But there's great small businesses across the world now that have it. I think we're in the US and 2 other countries. So definitely check it out. See if there's something near you if you're not ordering it from me directly.
Awesome. Make sure to pick up her book. You will not be disappointed. Follow her on all her platforms.
You can come and yell at me as you're reading it. I love it. We're reading it. We also have a Cooper's Triggers page. It's a Discord page that you can join. Talk about your thoughts as you're reading it and commiserate with everybody else that has read it. They love still throwing out different ideas and different theories. So if y'all want to, come and join us.
Here you go. Again, thank you for being on the podcast. And if you want to talk about your second book, want the drops, I'm more than happy to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll have fun.